So you already saw the state of my Subaru. It's rusted, unfortunately, and in this video I'm going to show you or discuss with you the options that I have going forward. I did go to some garages. I've got some offers, some inspections, stuff like that. People have looked at the car, have given their, their idea of what's going on and how it can be solved, and I'm gonna try to share that information with you. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and comment on TNG Adventures. I got some offers for different operations that need to be done, and I made this table where I'm gonna break it down to you. So I've got an inspection from these guys, and I'll just go through the list. Some of the things are already done, some of them I still have to do, most of them. So front brake pads, front discs, front ball joints. They only said right, but you should basically change both. Then this one, I think it's the stabilizer end links. This is the steering links, left, right. This is the steering end links, left, right again. These are the stabilizer bar bushes. I guess my steering rack is losing oil. They wrote here both front A-arms, so both front control arms. Right, left, complete, because I guess the bush is gone and they want to change the whole thing because nobody takes the bushes out. I guess there are two bushes on the front control arms that cannot be changed without extracting them from the control arm, so maybe that's the case. Then steering rack bushes, some clamp on thermostat hose. My crankshaft seal seems to be leaking. Then stabilizer end links for the rear, the bushes for the stabilizer in the rear pads. This is again front struts, and the flanges for the front struts. So yeah, basically most of the things that should be serviced on my Forester have to be changed or serviced. Out of these, I already did the brake stuff, so pads, discs, front and rear. I also solved the engine stuff, so the seal for the crankshaft and the clamp for the hose. And then we just have all the links and the bushes and everything on the suspension side and the front struts. I guess the rear struts were changed before I got the car with new ones, so the new self-leveling type ones. So the guy who owned the car before me got the original struts. I don't know why, they're really expensive, and you can buy aftermarket ones which are pretty good, although they don't have the leveling anymore, but I don't see that as an issue. On top of this, we have all the rust that needs to be solved, and also for that I got some offers. I wrote down here some companies which gave me an offer for different stuff. So here I've got the company, the price that they offered, and here are my needs, so what needs to be changed and what's covered by the certain company. We've got rear fenders, so there's the quarter panels that need to be changed out because they're rusted, or at least around the wheels. The strut towers, the under rust, so the whole rust under the body and on all the arms and stuff like that, which is here. All the joints, so here in the joints I put all the end links and steering stuff and stuff like that, so everything that connects to different components. And here I've got the bushes, bearings, because these are also shot, although I guess they didn't put that on their inspection, but I know because I can hear them and they're really loud. And the suspension, so this is the struts, I guess. So I've got the first offer. Is a guy not far away from me. He gave me an offer for the rear fenders, so I guess this, but he doesn't want to do the strut towers, under rust, arms, joints, bushes, bearings, suspension. So no suspension offer from him, no bearings, no bushes, no joints, no arms, under rust, strut towers, rear fenders. So the issue is, he told me that I can bring the car to him, but he's not going to take it apart, so he needs to just change whatever he can change without taking it apart. And I guess that would be only the rear fenders. For the strut towers, you need to take the struts out and probably most of the rear suspension. For the under rust, of course, you need to take everything apart. That's the same for the arms, I guess. So for this, he told me that he could do all of these if I bring the car completely stripped to him somehow. But he's got a normal garage, and I've got no idea how I could put the car somewhere, lift it probably, take everything apart, then lower it onto a trailer or something. But then if I get to him, there's not really a way to take the body off of the trailer and put it inside his garage. So yeah, I guess that's an offer. The price for that offer was 1500 lei per side, which means 3000 lei both sides. So let's put it like this: 3000 lei, that is $630. So USD, and that's 604 euros. Then I've got a second offer. This is from a different shop. They said that they could do the rear fenders again, also the strut towers, because that's my main issue, I guess. I mean, I don't guess, I know. Not the under rust. So to do the under rust, you need to take a lot of it apart, and not all of the other stuff. So not these. And their offer is 2287 lei, which is $481, which is 460 euros. But obviously it doesn't cover what I need. And also, if I would want to paint it, it would be much more. So complete paint. Right now this includes local paint, so when they repair the rear fenders and the strut towers, they're gonna blend the color and I guess polish the whole car, if I remember correctly, which in theory should be enough. Then I got a third offer. So the third offer is from a guy who works mainly on Subarus. He does this kind of stuff. He repairs rusted out Subarus here in Romania, lifts them, does a lot of stuff. So basically he offered rear fenders, strut towers, I would say under rust, but only for the rear. So he will go underneath the car and solve the rear, but if there's rust in the front, he won't touch that. So it's basically half. Let's go rear only. Then not all the arms, not change all the joints, not change all the bushes. I guess the bearings could be included in this price, although I haven't really talked to him about this, but he does this kind of stuff. And of course the suspension, he could probably also do this because yeah, he usually works on this. Of course this might be an added cost, but his offer was between 2,000 and 500 euros, so that's where he started, which means between 9,944 to 24,859. That's in Lei. I guess I'll do that. That would be 2091 to 5,227 USD, which is, as I said, the offer came in euros, so 2,000 to 5,000 euros, depending on what he finds there. So yeah, I just wanted to show you, I got 3 offers. I would say partial offers, but of course a lot of people don't want to get involved with rust. A lot of shops prefer easier jobs, not this kind of really involved stuff where you have to take apart a rusty car and then cut metal, do fabrication work, weld, paint, all the stuff. So you have to do a lot of work here to solve what my Forester has. So I would say the best offer is this, which is between 2,000 and 5,000, and based on what I've seen in my car, I would say it's more towards the 5,000 euros. And as you can see, it also doesn't involve all the things here. I already have all these bought, so I've got the joints, so all the links or the stabilizer stuff. I've got polyethylene bushes, the arms, I guess they need to be cleaned, so up to here. This is, I guess, rust related, and from here it's just changing of worn out parts. So yeah, rear fenders are rusted. I repaired them in the past, as you've seen on my car. It was a quick and dirty job, but it kept more dirt and salt from getting inside and rusting it out even more. Then the strut towers are rusted. You already saw that. They've basically got holes in them. Then the under rust, I don't know, so it's basically the bottom of the car. Of course, if the strut towers and the rear fenders are rusted, I'm gonna have rust underneath. I would like to clean that also and make everything clean, new, painted. Arms, again, they're probably rusted. This is both the control arms in the front and also the back. So yeah, you've got this. So basically this is the trading arm. You've got one bush here in the front. You've got this bracket for the trading arm, which has 3 bolts going inside the body, well, basically inside the frame. Then one bush over here, another bush down here. This bush is basically part of the hub. Then you've got 2 arms. These arms, these sides of the arms go basically around this bush. There is a big bolt, this one, with a nut and some washers. You've got the stabilizer bar end link right here, the stabilizer bar in the back. This is the stabilizer bar bracket with its bush and a small retainer. And then you've got the subframe with 2 bushes on each side. These are the bushes that keep the subframe bolted to the car. Well, not bolted, but yeah, the bolts go through the subframe and through those bushes and into the frame. And here we've got also 2 more bushes here somewhere for the rear diff. And when you align the car, you move these arms. So one of these arms, if you rotate the washer that it goes on the side, it moves the arm outwards and inwards. So that's how you make the geometry of this car. So yeah, this is basically how everything looks. I do have the front also. Right here you got the stabilizer bar. It's bushes, I guess. This is the front subframe. We don't need to change that. Then the control arms, 1 bush in the back, 1 bush in the front right here, the ball joint, and you can see the hub here. It's got the bearing inside, so yeah, it doesn't show anything for the steering, but you can imagine. So this is the stabilizer bar end link, which needs to be changed out, the bush, the ball joint, this bush probably, because of this bush we need to change the whole arm, because this one's pressed inside. This one is separate, so you take this nut off and it comes out, and you can change just this. This is an aluminum bracket with the bush inside. And yeah, you've got the steering end links and links, which come here in the front of the hub right here, and they push the hub right or left. And the steering rack bushes, those also need to be changed. So yeah, based on these offers, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. Also some money, I would say. It's good that a lot of these components I already bought, so I don't have to pay all that. But if you look at the work that needs to be put in, if I bring the car to someone to make all this, basically you can see that I'm anywhere between 500 euros and 5,000 euros. And of course 500 euros will bring me only the rear fenders, which is nothing basically. They don't have any kind of issue. I mean, there's no structural issue there on them. It's just some sheet metal on the outside. So these 5,000 euros will solve a lot of the issues, because it solves the strut towers, which are my main issue. Of course, I can also solve the strut towers here with 500 euros, but yeah, as I said, this is not going to deal with everything else, and I need to repair all this stuff also because it's all worn out. So yeah, I presented to you what is wrong, and after it's done, I'll come back to this and I'll show you how much it costed, depending on what I decide. Of course, if you liked this video, please like, share, comment, and if you want to see what comes next, also subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.